I know that's what Wanda Sykes said in the writer's room. They told me, she said, I'm just kind of afraid this show is trying to humanize Trump supporters. And I'm like, why'd you take the job, Wanda?
When you decided to leave, Roseanne, was that, I'm assuming it wasn't a hard decision, but what was the thought process behind that? Were you just like, oh, instantly I'm done because I'm not okay with that messaging?
When I saw what she said about, Valerie Jarrett and is, extremely racist, and I just looked at my wife and I showed her, and I said, I gotta quit, huh? And she looked at, she was like, yeah. I said, I know, I gotta quit. So.
And it was the right decision.
Yeah, my finger was shaking when I hit send. I hit that little airplane. I was like, oh, geez. But
here we go.
Here we go. Let's go.
Done.
It's done. Yeah. It's like, done. Then throw the phone.
Right.
Like, yeah.
To me, it's up to the audience. The audience gets to decide who's canceled and who's not. I mean, we can all say, "Hey, that's wrong. This person should go away or be canceled." But if that person says, "Hey, I'm doing a show," and the audience shows up and buys tickets to see that person, then who are we to say, you're wrong, that you're not allowed to, to support, or this is the comic that you like. No, we're not going to allow this to happen. If that person is not for you, then fine. Then don't go see them. Don't go support them. But yeah, I'm not for somebody does one thing wrong and then we banish them.
Well, particularly in comedy.
Everybody should get at least 3. We should all get like just 3. You can say whatever crazy shit you want to say 3 times and nobody can mess with you.
Things turned ugly when comedian Wanda Sykes got political on stage at the TD Garden. Sykes started yelling obscenities when her anti-Trump punchlines backfired.
I am certain this is not the first time we've elected a racist, sexist, homophobic president. He ain't the first one. He's just the first confirmed one. That's it.
It was somewhere between a dark comedy and a comedy of errors when gay comedian Wanda Sykes criticized Donald Trump at the TD Garden Saturday night and then cursed out the crowd under a roar of boos.
You motherfuckers, all y'all. All y'all. Like everybody else, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that Donald Trump won. I couldn't believe that we have elected an orangutan to run the country. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you fucking kidding me? They voted for an orangutan? This is ridiculous.
But I'm just saying, it just felt like just in just around your neighbors and everything. Like when you would talk to someone, you would look at them and it's like, I bet this motherfucker voted for Trump. We were all looking at each other with the side eye, like, was it you? It was you, right?
We're dying. We're dying so bad. Where this motherfucker had no problem with somebody recording him. He knew he was being recorded, and he had no problem with it. No problem, because he knew he had the okay. Yeah, that's your signal, the okay from Trump. He knew he had the okay. And he did it. Looked right in the camera, like, with no remorse. And that's the problem. So white people, it's your problem. It's your Civil War Part 2. Step up. You guys need to be out there saying, you start your own fucking march. If you really want to do something, don't send me a text saying, I think of you, I hear you. No, don't hear me. Don't fucking get out there and do something. Handle your people. Get your motherfucking people in line. Tell them to stop being racist. All right? Y'all deal with that. I'm sick of this shit. I want more love. Love everybody. All right? Sick of y'all. But okay, and I took it back, but no, I do. I'm praying. I'm loving everybody, but I just can't, man. I can't. And just remember, you see fucking cops shooting at journalists, shooting rubber bullets. I watched it live. A cop shot. He fucking aimed her. He stepped out and shot rubber bullets at a journalist. You don't think that's coming from Trump? You don't think he looked at her like, oh, you're fake journalism, you're the enemy? There's cops who voted for Trump. They're in his, come on. They're doing this shit. They're doing his bidding. Stop. White people, step up. Finish it, finish the Civil War. Step up. You need to be out there. We can't do it. We can't do it. For real. It's 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 your problem. You're the problem. You have a disease. We're just the victim of your disease. Fucking get some help. Figure it out. Come back to us and we'll let you know.
Like when we did Last Comic Standing, we reached out to her to be a judge, and we had dinner with her, and she was really cool and was saying all the right things. Hey, I want to, open this up to make it more diverse. Let's get in more women and people of color and genders. And I'm like, okay, cool, great, great. So that's the Roseanne that I worked with, and even on the show Roseanne, her sitcom, when we brought it back, she wanted to talk about stuff like how she did in the original version of the show. So
She said that tweet. She said she didn't realize the woman was black. Do you believe her, or do you think that was damage control, or do you think that she really was just saying something
Come
like?
on.
No, I don't know. I mean,
I
didn't know who the
don't
woman
believe
was.
that. I think that was damage control.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, for me, I encountered Chelsea Handler as a vaguely racial person. What you trying to say, Febby? She said a couple of offensive kind of things in a racist kind of spectrum. Like one time at Sundance, I was having a cocktail party at the St. Regis, and she walked in and she was like, "Oh, you brought the blacks to the St. Regis." Like, what? The things. She's had a couple other comments over the years, and it's not that we know each other.
And so this was a diversity hire? That's correct. That's correct.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's good for you.
Right, absolutely.
You have to get your opportunities when you can,
Exactly,
and where you can.
Exactly. I walked up, I was like, wait a minute, there's a lot of white people here.
Yeah.
I was just surprised at how fierce the reaction was. A lot of people did see it, as I said, as racist. A lot of thought it was tasteless as well. It seemed like you apologized on Sunday, but now you're saying not really?
People are mad at me all the time. If I was worried about that, then I would be spending a lot of time online. I'd rather be a little bit more productive. I'm not racist. I date a lot of black people, so that would be that would be a difficult thing to explain to them.
Former DJ Tony Okamboa is speaking out about his experiences, meaning doors might be opening for other Ellen employees to go on the record, especially as the staff is now returning to production, according to Us Weekly. Okamboa helmed the DJ booth on the Ellen DeGeneres show over the course of 10 years, where he was known as DJ Tony. He left in 2013 and now stars in the CBS sitcom Bob Hart's Abishola. On Wednesday, August 5th, Okamboa posted a throwback photo of his DJ days on Instagram with a caption addressing the current controversy. I have been getting calls asking me about the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I would like to address the time I spent there. I was an on-air talent from 2003 to 2006 and from 2007 to 2013. While I am grateful for the opportunity it afforded me, I did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment, and I stand with my former colleagues in their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace as the show moves forward. While one fan commented asking whether the abuse had come from DeGeneres herself, Okamboa didn't reply. The BuzzFeed report included alleged abuse and racism towards staff, including a joke from a senior producer that two black people looked alike simply because they had similar hairstyles. Earlier this year, the show came under fire for failing to communicate to its staff how and whether they would be paid during the coronavirus pandemic. Then, in a second shocking report, it was alleged by 36 former staffers that sexual misconduct also took place behind the scenes on the show. While no one has directly accused DeGeneres of perpetrating this behavior, many feel she should have known what was going on, and others are chastising her for promoting kindness to the cameras with such turmoil going on for staffers. Meanwhile, as big stars like Kevin Hart come to DeGeneres' defense, other celebrities are speaking out against her. The first big name to support the notion that DeGeneres isn't as kind as her audience has come to believe is Everybody Loves Raymond's Brad Garrett, who appeared on the show at least 6 times over the course of his career. The actor shared on Twitter, "Sorry, but it comes from the top. No more than one who were treated horribly by her. Common knowledge." Actress Leah Thompson corroborated Garrett's account, simply writing on Twitter, "True story, it is."
It was a tough weekend for me, and I was really disappointed and saddened and hurt when I learned about the racist comments that were made, allegedly, about me, my colleagues, and my dear friends. Because if true, to reference Robin Roberts, who is one of the most respected and beloved journalists in our country, as picking cotton, to reference me, someone who's been very open about having grown up in public housing, as being low rent, to reference Candace Gibson, who was my office mate at ABC and now is an MSNBC anchor, to say that he isn't worth paying as much as ABC would pay for toilet paper. The fact that Mara Schiavancampo, who is a friend and a former colleague at ABC, the fact that she has an NDA in place and can't talk about her experiences at ABC, tells me that systemic racism touches everything and everyone in our society, regardless of social stature. No one is immune. It's the type of racism that Black people deal with every single day, and it has to stop.
I know Barbara Fredita, and I don't think she's a racist. Everything I know about her doesn't say that she has this in her, but I will say that one of the things that everyone should always make sure we say, and I say it all the time, is let's find out. Yeah. Let's find out, because if it's true, she's gone.
Speaking of racism, ABC News has been put on blast. Barbara Fredita, who was in charge of diversity and inclusion, Senior Vice President of Talent, Editorial Strategy, and Business Affairs, has been put on administrative leave because she has been using derogatory and racist comments about on-air hosts, including Sunny Hostin of The View, of which you used to be a part of it. She called her low rent. She said that Robin Roberts wasn't picking cotton. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? When you were there, did you deal with this woman, and did you feel like you faced any racism?
Yes and yes.
Yeah. And she had been written up a lot, and yet and still they made her the head of diversity. She had been written up for racist comments before, and they still
You
made her
got a
the head
person
of
who's
diversity.
making racist comments, and they're the head of diversity. What kind of irony is that?
And check out this cute video that the OKC Zoo just posted.
Okay, you have to see this. This is Finn. We're about to show. Oh my goodness, take a look at him. He's a resident of the Oklahoma City Zoo. And this week, the zoo's ape caretaker took over their Instagram, and we are all loving that they did. And as you can see, Finn was fascinated.
Definitely ready for
by
his
the
close-up there.
Kind of looks like you when you take a picture.
It kind of does, actually, yeah. Very close to the camera.
I'm here this morning because I want to apologize, not only to my coworker, Jason, but to our entire community.
I think in 2020, we need to do a 180, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, give me the old lady, the black lady, or the gay guy.
I don't care who it is.
That's all I'm going with.
Who's the old lady?
Elizabeth. Give me Elizabeth Warren, Kamala
Elizabeth
Harris,
Warren.
or Pete Buttigieg. That's
Well,
what
how
I'm
about
going
the old?
with.
And how about the old man? Where's he on your list?
We've had the old white men over and over again. I'm tired of them. Tired of old white men.
Before you got into comedy, you worked for the NSA.
Yes.
For 5 years?
It was 92. Yeah. Yes.
For 5 years. Why?
Well, you know, I mean, when you live in the Washington, D.C. area, you end up working for the government or you work for a contractor who deals with government contracts. My dad was in the Army, retired colonel. You know, my mom worked at the credit union there at NSA. You know, I got out of college and it was like, okay, you know, what's the move? And it was, okay, I'm at NSA.
Can you talk about what your job was at the NSA?
I just bought things.
So then while you were at the NSA, you
But I
are
kicked ass doing Desert Storm, though. I did. I kicked ass doing Desert Storm. I got an award for that, doing that.
Keep going.
That's all I'm saying.
What do you mean? You can't just say
we
that.
had to buy a lot of shit during that time. Doing that.
And you got an award for buying stuff?
You know what? I racked up a lot of overtime then. Yeah, I think I took off like the next 2 weeks after that. No.
Wait, seriously, did you get an award during Desert Storm for? No.
It was, yeah, I did, but it was just you know, doing our department. We did a great job.
Employee of the Month.
Logistics.
At the NSA.
No. It was a bunch of us. You know, logistics. That's all. Let me shut up. It was a long time ago. I know nothing.
I mean, it's proud. You're proud to be able to say that. You know, the first black president. You know, well, that's unless you screw up. And then it's gonna be, what's up with the half white guy, huh? Who voted for the mulatto? What the hell? What? Oh, and God forbid if Joe Biden falls in the hands of terrorists. God forbid if there's ever a hostage situation. We're done. Oh, they won't even have to torture him. All they have to do is go, how's it going, Joe? He come back with stacks of information. What did you do? Did you waterboard him? No, I just said nice weather, and he's still talking. Just can't listen to him anymore. It's like torture. Jeez.
That is a tweet about asking for accountability from the previous administration about the Iran deal, which Valerie Jarrett is the author of, and that was what was in my head.
What do you think is comedy's role, or what role can comedians play in getting out the vote and unseating Trump in 2020?
Well, you know, comedians, I mean, it all depends on the type of comic, that you are. I mean, I like talking about, social issues and things that are important to me, but there, I'm okay with comics who just like to talk about their families, or they're just absurdists. I mean, I'm okay with that. I think, it's our job to speak truth to power.